Good afternoon, Stitch Roadies. Well, it's the new year. It's actually New Year's Day today. And if my cheeks look full, I have a cough drop in them. Yes, we are recovering. I'm a little further down the road than G is. And it's just surprising how tenacious this cold is. It's unbelievable. It's like you start to feel better and then it wham knocks you back down. But what the heck, what can we do? So it's not quite the New Year's Day that I had hoped for. You know, New Year's Day in my mind is always a big celebration. In the Korean culture it's very big, and you have special foods and all of that, but it's just not going to turn out to be that kind of day. I'm just glad that I took a shower today. Yeah, and slowly my voice is getting better, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. I've been busy. You know, it's kind of one of those things where you get really tired and you stop doing what you're doing and you fall asleep with the needle in your hand, and then you wake up and you start stitching. So I've been making some progress, and I just wanted to share with you, first of all, a really big thank you for all the support and from coming along on this journey with me. I'm hoping that 2023, I have plans, big plans for the journey to continue and for us to keep sharing with each other. I truly enjoy all the comments, and just the community support is amazing, amazing. 2022 was kind of this no man's land year. It's we were coming out of COVID, but you know, many people lost a lot, and it wasn't quite. It's a totally different life for G and I than we were used to, and we've become much more homebodies. Although we have big plans to do some camping this year, but I'm okay leaving 2022 behind. I don't know about you, but I'm okay with it. And 2023, I have a lot of hopes for. My word for 2023 is breathe. And I'm using a Sanskrit symbol for breathe. It's a way of taking it in and blowing it out. Taking it in and blowing it out. And when things don't quite go like you want, taking it in and blowing it back out. And it's interesting because I usually choose a color, too, of the year. And, you know, I tend to be more of the warm colors. But for some reason, I decided this year is going to be my year of blue, which has never been. If you look in my quilting life and look at my fabric stash, blue is got the smallest stash. But I am liking the feel of blue, and so I'm going to be cross-stitching lots of things with blue. And since I have those trees and they are on a blue fabric, they're going to get done this year. I've organized a journal for this year. I am not, as I said in my last video, I am giving up all of those words like should or have to or need to. I am going to let life relax and evolve and have no judgment about which journey or which road I take. I don't think of myself as a monogamous stitcher. I tend to I have a lot of starts. But what I do notice in the last few months is that sometimes a particular project may just grab me and I'll want to stitch it to the end. And so I'm going to go with that flow. But I don't want to label myself. I want to allow myself to enjoy, and if I see something that I think, oh, this maybe will be in my future, I'm going to embrace it. So I have, let's see, I listed in my journal my whips, and I have 34 whips, I think it is, 34 whips. And I'm not counting the per-schooler Santas in my whips, because they're just an ongoing thing. But I have 34 whips, and I truly like them all, so I know that they're going to be finishes down the line. Whether they'll be finished this year or not is a whole nother ball game. I also am going to have several new starts this year because there are several things that I want to stitch more immediately than not. And so I'm going to have those starting. But I don't know, I feel really, really balanced with what I have going on. I do have, I wanted to show you what I've been stitching on during the holiday, and many of you are cheering me on for the Renato Perelin La Foresta de Fanis, and this is, I still have a ways to go, but it will be done this year. I did finish that big, big tree, but here it is right here. And then this is the last tree that I got done. And just to kind of give you an idea, so here's what I've done. Here's what I've done. And this is what I have left. So I still have a fair amount left, but I'm excited. I'm excited that this is a year that's going to get done. And it's interesting because just changing the place that I stitch this, so by stitching that in this stitchy chair next to the window, which I always have to thank my girlfriend Karen, who suggested I do that, it's changed certain stitches. There's certain ones, kind of interesting because both of the ones that I'm talking about are one color projects. But having that natural light and sitting here stitching this, it's just been so much easier than in my stitching chair with my cross-stitch lamp. The other project that I have been working on is this Here Be Dragons. Yeah, this is a modern folk embroidery, and now you're starting to see some of the dragons there. My plan is that this will be finished this year. Those are the two that have gotten a lot of attention, along with this one, which is Beth Twist's Heartstring SamBrie Hope Song. And this is an exclusive through the, I believe it's the Pacific Northwest Stitcher, and it's kitted up and sold through Acorns and Threads. But here's where I've gotten. So all I have left on this is to do the ring of flowers down here, and it's done. And this will be done this month. I just love this. And the thing about Beth Twist, not only is she just a lovely person, But as a designer, it's all in the details. So there's always information on her inspiration, on her patterns. And she also, in the chart, provided 4 or 5 other chickadee variations due to areas of the country, so that maybe your chickadee in your area doesn't quite look like this, so it's a different species of chickadee. And she provides a chart and color so you could personalize it, which, wow, isn't that, it's that detail. I started on New Year's Day. Well, I was in my, I'm a Patreon of Van Accessible, Linda. It's a whole, she does everything: paper crafting, fabric crafting, cross-stitching, literally everything, journaling, all the things that she does. And so when we were having our New Year's Zoom meetup, I started stitching this. This is a blackbird design. Raise a glass of cheer for the beginning of a new year. Yeah. I didn't get very far because I got distracted, but I started on the little basket right there. And I'm doing it on 36 count vintage country mocha. But the Van Accessible Patreon, which I'll put the link below, is, you know, the main thing that I love about it is the camaraderie. It's definitely the camaraderie. But I learned so much, and so I had, you know, I know a lot of you already know how to do this, but I did not know how to do this, on how to make your own covered buttons. And so I asked her while we were sitting there stitching, talking, I wanted to make a covered button. And so I had the product for making the covered buttons. You know, it's these metal things, and it comes with these little tools that you need. And so right there I made 2 covered buttons. This totally cracks me up. Look at that. Is that not adorable? And then, because Audrey, Stitchy Witch 42, was there, I made this one for her. That's a crack up. I can tell that making covered buttons, and you say, what do you use them for? You use them to embellish things. And Linda was showing how she embellishes. She actually puts magnets, glues magnets on the underside and attaches it to the top of a wooden spool. And then you have like a little needle holder. Yeah. So many fun things. So many fun things. So I'm going to have fun with that covered button thing. I can tell that one would just go gaga, especially when you have as much fabric as I have. I have plans for this year too. I'm going to be starting a lot of new things. Although there's specific ones that I have in the near future as a start. But before I do that, let me show you finishes. So I finished my Gathering Honey. This is by Luminous Fiber Arts. I absolutely love this. And see the back. I absolutely love this pillow. And she just does such wonderful, wonderful designs. And this was such a fun stitch. And I took some Lady Dot Creates trim, and I coffee dyed it because I wanted it to be a little bit darker. Isn't that sweet? So I finished that one. And then I finished my Prairie Schooler Santa. This is the, oops, sorry. This is the 1996 Prairie Schooler Santa. And this is the year where I'm keeping all of my Prairie Schooler Santa pillows. Because I realized I don't have any I have to decorate with. I keep giving them away. So this year I'm keeping all of them. So, you know my mantra. Finish a Prairie Schooler, start a Prairie Schooler. And so the next one I'm starting is actually going to be the 2022 Prairie Schooler Santa. And that's this guy here with the penguins. It's going to be a little bit more detailed stitch because there's a lot of stitching in that. Yeah. So let's see what else is going on. So I got 2 full finishes. There you go. In the mail, I received these are my favorite. Punky Pearl's Place. Heather, who is Punky Pearl, she makes all kinds of bags. She makes all kinds of bags. But these binders are just awesome. And this is a Christmas themed one, and I had to have it for my Christmas ornaments. Because the thing about these binders is that you can fit several different things. Look at, I got it stuck here. Oh, there it goes. It has several pages of with the clear plastic. So like in this particular one, I have the perforated paper sleds. In this one, I have some cute, adorable pillows, ornaments. And here I have the sweater ornaments. So each one is ready to go. They're small. If you get bored with one project, not that I'm ever bored, you just move on to the next one, and you have them all in this nifty. And her themes, because I have 3 of them, but see, here's the other one that I have. I just, the fabric choices are amazing. So you can either tell her what type of fabric you like, or you can ask her if you send her a specific type of fabric, if she'll make something for you out of it, you can ask her that. But I carry all kinds of projects in here, and they're mostly smalls is what I carry in here. So Punky Pearl, I'll put that link below. So as far as what I got going for the first half of the year anyway, to keep me busy, is I am going to be working on those Korean tassels. That's on my agenda. Gotta start this one. I have it all kitted up and ready to go. Maximum cross stitch. This is her first design released. I absolutely love it. So that will be this year's start. And I got the Leo and Roxy floss for that particular one. And that came from Evertote. Look at these fun project bags that were gifted to me. This is already kitted up and ready to go, and you know what this is. Yes, everybody was scammering for those, but I have got to do this one. Yeah. I almost feel compelled to do it like today, to start it today. So that is on the agenda. And then in my Crafty Cory Stitches bag that matches my space. And these bags feel amazing. And these are the ones that are sold at Acorns and Threads. So if you're able to visit when you walk through the front door, they're all different sizes. Or if you aren't in the area, you can call and the gals can tell you what themed fabric there is if you want to order a bag. Yeah, you won't regret it. So I have in this Crafty Cory bag, I'm going to say this right, the Maker and the Mender. And this is a birthday start for Becca SamBrie Stitches, and I started to do these library cards with my new starts so that if I forget what fabric it is, it's already written before I started. This has to be done this year. Primitive Hair, the Owl. Yep, that one's going to be done, and it's going to be done on their fabric, which is this awesome, awesome fabric. You know, it's already printed with the script on it. And I have this one stored in a bag that is that I got from a fundraiser for women's empowerment in Uganda. And so look at that. That's their fabric. And then this last one is, I have to tell you, this is the funniest story. So, stitching with the Sisterlies. I hope you know who they are. Well, they went to Stitch West, and neither of them is real keen on ocean-themed stitches. It's not that they're not keen on it. It's that they know I am like over the top about it. And so I was gifted not only the exclusive charts from that, but fabric and floss. And then look at this needle minder too. Is that so cute? So I know that this is going to be a start this year. And here's the two charts. But I was sitting here kind of getting everything organized and kitting everything up, and I realized, and it's so funny, because just a breath before that, I was saying, I have too many project bags. I think I have too many project bags. But I didn't have a project bag that was ocean themed. Yeah. And I couldn't imagine putting these. There's something that wouldn't work in my mind about putting these in a Halloween themed bag or a Christmas themed bag or a bumblebee bag. It needed an ocean themed bag, and I couldn't imagine where I was going to get that ocean themed bag in 2 hours. Yeah. So I said, I said, stop the bus, let me off. I have got to make myself a project bag. I know I can make a project bag, but I don't want to. I want to just stitch. But I knew that I needed a project bag. So I stopped everything and I made myself a project bag that would fit the theme of that, because it's going to be a year long. And so here's the project bag I made. This is like rope and all the ocean themes on the fabric. Got this from So Yeah Brothers. And so this rope, you got to know how to tie a knot, you know, and you got to be able to jump from the sailboat onto the dock and tie the knot so that everything stops. Yeah, I'm very excited about this. I can almost smell and hear the ocean. Well, I knew this project was going to have a lot of floss, and so I needed a floss bag, you know, a little floss thing. So I made one. I know. It's just kind of an interesting way. I love when my brain gets on fire about something and it just starts working it. It just figures out how am I going to get it done, and 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 stop worrying about all the other voices in there that are really not my own voice, but voices of teachers and parents and people who would judge what I do. I've stopped listening to those voices. Yeah. So now I'm all ready. I'm very excited. Very, very excited. And my I continue with my Prairie Schooler Santas to have them in my Oh So Kelly, my little folder, you know, and most of the, you know, they take a lot of them take the same color floss, so I just have it going to town in there. But isn't he cute? He's so cute. Okay, so what are we doing now? I'm still working my way through The Myth of Normal. It is an amazing book that I think every human being should read, but you have to read it, you just have to read it in whatever bite it takes you, and contemplate what you're learning or what you're thinking, and if you agree or don't agree. It's not a book that you just want to power through. You want to give your heart time to embrace the knowledge of it. Yeah. So the fiction book, the audiobook that I was working on was called When the Stars Go Dark. Boy, was that a mystery. It's like a, oh my God, what kind of mystery is that? What's going on? Who is it? Who did it? I was really drawn to it. It was recommended to me, but I was really drawn to it because it takes place in parts of California that I'm very familiar with. And during a time period where I was old enough to know some of the news that was going on. So it captivated me, and it was, yeah, it was great. And so I finished that, and I have gone back to, I just got delivered yesterday. I know I told you Sally Hepworth, who is an Australian author who does a lot of female family dynamic mysteries that you really you really trying to figure out what's going on. And this one is called The Younger Wife. And yes, I'm sucked in deep. I am sucked in deep. Yeah. So that's what I've been up to. I hope that we will be totally, I hope I was so bummed that I had to miss the Jan Hicks meet and greet at Acorns and Threads because I just sounded so bad. I was tired, but I didn't feel really bad like You'd Be Contagious. I felt like I was on the other side of it, but I sounded so bad. And so I had to miss that. This week, though, is the Biscornu meetup. And so I'm going to be start stitching my first Biscornu. and I'm excited about that. Margaret, who organized that, is a fabulous stitcher and does a lot of samples for Acorns and Threads. So, yeah. What can I say? I have nothing to complain about. Absolutely nothing to complain about. In 2023, I'm going to breathe and take in what I need to and blow out what I don't. Yeah. Okay, so on top of that, I wanted to tell you one more thing, and that is that the Fat Quarter Shop has given me another gift card to give away to one of you. And so if you are interested in receiving a $35 gift card from Fat Quarter Shop, all you have to do is just leave a comment. Anybody who leaves a comment, I'm just going to throw all the names in there for that. And because I can't imagine someone wouldn't want, because it could be anything. It could be tools, it could be cross-stitch, it could be quilting, it could be whatever you want it to be. But it is for one of you Stitch Roadies. So thank you, thank you. Leave a comment, be sure you're a subscriber, give me a thumbs up, and know that you guys are important to me. Thank you for being here.